If you started off 2026 as some regular person or new entrepreneur trying to build an online business in a real community, you already know the truth. It's not just hard work, it is unholy warfare. There's a whole ecosystem designed to keep you distracted, delayed, drained, and defeated while you're sitting there thinking you just need more motivation, and it pisses me off. And when I talk about social media, I mean the whole attention economy, algorithms, autoplay, doomscrolling, and the systems around it. Now, you need to know your enemy because they're winning. So I'm going to name all 13 of them. And once you see them clearly, they stop being mysterious and they stop controlling you, and you control them. This year, we become the machine. Here are the 13 enemies of every online entrepreneur. Let's start with the most obvious enemy, anything designed to hijack your attention. Notifications, infinite scroll, autoplay, just checking something real quick. 25 browser tabs open and you're running a newsroom. And every single one of those little interruptions comes with a tax. Not a money tax, an energy tax. Because your attention is your currency, and if you're giving it all away, all day, you're not building a business. You're feeding machines that make money off of your distractions. The enemy here is anything that turns your brain into a reactive, twitchy little animal that can't sit still long enough to create something valuable. The next enemy is people. Not people in general, specific types. The drama merchants, the energy vampires, the ones who always have a crisis, always need help, always need you to listen, and somehow never improve their situation. Then you've got your pick your brain crowd. They want a full business consultation for free in your DMs at 11:43 p.m. with zero respect for your time. And don't forget the inconsistent collaborators, the people who say, let's build, and then vanish the second it's time to execute. Your mission is not to become unavailable. Your mission is to become unavailable to nonsense. Now here's one that'll really test your sanity. Bureaucracy. Forms, verifications, identity checks, hold music, phone trees. Your call is important to us, while they waste your entire day. There are systems in society that function like sand in the gears. Not because you did something wrong, because that's how the machine is built. And for entrepreneurs, bureaucracy is deadly because it steals the one resource you can't replace: time. The enemy isn't glamorous, but it's real. Paperwork, loops, support mazes, delays, and policies that treat you like a case number, not a human being with a life to run. The next enemy, platforms. You can build a whole following, and then one algorithm change can turn your views into a ghost town. One false flag, one guideline violation you didn't even understand, and suddenly you're locked out of your own business pipeline. This is why rented attention is dangerous. If your entire livelihood depends on one platform, then you don't own your distribution, you're leasing it. Platforms can be powerful until they decide that you're not profitable, you're not safe, or not convenient, and they don't ask permission. Now let's talk about Tool Bloat, because this one hits entrepreneurs hard. Self-included. I'm a certified software junkie. I can't get enough of this shit. But normally you download a tool to solve a problem, and now you got 7 tools, 3 subscriptions, 14 logins, 5 broken automations, and somehow you're less productive than when you started. Tool chaos is what happens when you keep adding instead of systemizing. This enemy shows up as constant switching, new apps, new workflows, new dashboards, new features, no stable foundation. The truth is, a simple system you will actually use will beat a perfect system you keep redesigning every week. My simple system and sponsor can be found at system.mrtherapy.com. Link in the bio. Here you can get a free account for life or upgrade for even better tools, in which case my channel makes a little change. Check it out after the video. Thank you, and thanks to STEM for the hookup. The next one is boring and also one of the most underrated enemies: decision fatigue. If you wake up every day and your first question is, what should I do today? You're already behind, because now your brain is choosing your path while your emotions are loud, your energy is low, and your phone is already screaming for attention. That leads to strategy drift, changing directions midweek, chasing new ideas, building 10 offers, switching niches, rewriting the plan every time you feel pressure. The enemy here is not a lack of intelligence. It's a lack of a locked-in win condition, what getting shit done today looks like. Now we got the enemy that fools smart people, low-leverage work that feels productive. What can I say? I fall victim twice. Tweaking a logo for 2 hours, rewriting the same landing page 12 times, perfecting a script when you haven't posted in 3 weeks, taking another course, watching another tutorial, researching forever. Holy shit, I've really done all this crap. It's being busy, not productive. The question you should ask yourself is simple. Does this get me closer to my goal? If the work doesn't create an asset, a pipeline, a repeatable system, or a revenue pathway, it might be busy work dressed up in professional clothing. Now, let's get personal because some enemies live inside our own head. When I discovered this, I came up with my own Latin affirmation. In me ipso hostum maximum habeo sed vincam, which means, within myself lies the greatest enemy, but I will conquer. Perfectionism, procrastination, fear of judgment, comparison addiction. And here's the nasty one. You don't always procrastinate because you're lazy. Sometimes you procrastinate because the next step is uncomfortable. Posting is uncomfortable. Selling is uncomfortable. Being visible is uncomfortable. Getting rejected is uncomfortable. So your brain tries to protect you. It says, let's do something safer. And something safer usually looks like organizing, tweaking, planning, anything except execution. The enemy here is the part of you that confuses comfort with safety. Be careful on the path of least resistance. It usually ends up nowhere. Your environment can either fuel you or sabotage you. Clutter, noise, bad lighting, a workspace that feels like stress, people interrupting you every 10 minutes, no dedicated creation zone, no separation between focus time and chaos time. My friend, now's a good time to practice your OCD. And stop answering your damn phone. If you're always accessible, you will be interrupted into welfare. This enemy doesn't require willpower to fix, it requires design, because the room you're in and the people you're around will shape your behavior whether you like it or not. Now let's talk about energy, because attempted productivity without energy is just suffering. Sleep debt, dehydration, bad food, blood sugar crashes, too much caffeine, no movement, no sunlight. And if you're in pain or stressed all the time, you're asking for an ass whooping and your brain won't create. It will barely survive. A lot of entrepreneurs think they have a discipline problem. No, they have an energy problem. You can have the best strategy in the world, but if your body is fried, your output will be shit or inconsistent at best. And your consistency is what keeps your business in business. Another enemy, financial pressure. Irregular cash flow, no runway, subscriptions draining you quietly, surprise expenses, processor delays, holds, chargebacks, or just plain broke as fuck. When money is tight, it creates urgency, but it also creates panic. And panic makes you do stupid things like chasing quick wins, switching strategies, undercharging, overworking, and making decisions from desperation. Financial friction doesn't just hurt your wallet, it hijacks your mental clarity. And when your clarity is gone, your business decisions become emotional instead of strategic. That's why so many people are turning to entrepreneurship. Just like my sponsor, System. If you need one system that does the work, get them all in one place without the tech headache. Link in bio. Now here's a big one for creators. Audience traps. Trying to speak to everyone, chasing virility instead of trust, posting without a call to action, letting your DMs become your full-time job. Building a community with no standards and then being shocked when negativity takes over. If you don't set boundaries, your audience will set them for you. And if you don't build a conversation path, email list, SMS list, lead magnet, offer ladder, you can end up with views and no revenue, followers, and no leverage. The enemy here is confusing attention with ownership. And now finally, the small stuff that steals your life. Checking email first thing, running errands scattered across the day, quick breaks that become long breaks, starting work with no plan, doing the easiest task first every time, not batching, not closing loops, leaving everything half finished. These are the enemies that don't feel dangerous until you look up and realize months went by and you're still getting ready. So there you go. Those are our 13 enemies. Not because you're weak, because the world is engineered to pull you away from building. And here's the real shift. You don't beat these enemies by trying harder. You beat them by seeing them clearly, setting rules, building systems, and protecting your attention like it's your last lifeline. Because for entrepreneurs, it is. Now, if I earned your subscription, welcome to the family. And if I earned your like, I'm glad I was able to provide you some value. Keep winning and stacking those odds in your favor for success. Start by checking out one of these. If you thought this one was good, wait until you see the last one.